Hey everybody, this is me, Roland Pruitt, and this is my Kaiju review, show number 12. We're going through the whole Toho canon of Kaiju films, and we are on number 12, which is Frankenstein versus Baragon, also known as Frankenstein Conquers the World in America. And we have a very special guest, but first off, let me bring up Anastasia to say hello, and Professor Wallnott. It's not spelled that way, but that's how we pronounce it.
Yes, that is
and he's
the
got
correct
his mountain hat
pronunciation.
ready to go.
I've got my mountain hat because
And they wear mountain hats in this film.
I know no. You have to have your proper headgear when you're fighting giant Frankensteins and creatures and things. So.
And in this one, it's certainly the case. Nick Adams actually wears a mountain hat. The other doctor, played by Tadao Takashima, also wears a mountain hat. So, yeah, we're ready to go. Anastasia, yes. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm also prepared with this hat. You see, I am ready to go with this hat. So
you have
always prepared. I am like Boy Scout. How you see the American Boy Scout?
Yes.
If you wear a mountain hat in Romania, though, you got to yodel.
It's true, and I can yodel. Yes, and it even echoes to the hills.
That was actually the song from The Price is Right, where the guy goes up the little thing. You say the price. Oh.
We just got that in Eastern Europe. We just got Price is Right. We just love that man. He's amazing. Bob Barker is amazing. We just got that last year.
Yeah, and what's his name from Whose Line Is It Anyway is doing it now, right?
Yes.
So he even has his own television show that has his name in the title, and I can't remember his name right now. I've got a mind block. Well, anyway, that guy used to have diabetes, but he's lost a lot of weight. He's looking great. Carrie. Okay.
Drew Carey, I have such crush on him. He's amazing. Yes. He is the paragon of the American boy.
Drew Carey, that's right. Yes.
He looks like he was soaked in the wheat of Idaho cornfield. He's a beautiful man.
He was born in an Idaho cornfield? What?
No, he looks like he was soaked in the golden sunlight and in the dew of Idaho. He looked like your Midwestern typical American man. That's why I love him. He's very, very nice. Good boy.
Yes.
Some would call him Maze, but I call him Drew Carey. Okay. Maybe we can get Ryan Stiles on the show sometime too, and do one of these. Anyway, I've been talking to him on Facebook. I think it's him. It may not be him, but he's been trying to get me to buy pictures. But anyway, I digress. Let's bring up our special guest from Japan, George Morgan. Come on up.
Ohio.
There he is in his lucky red shirt.
I'm here. Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning. Yes.
This is the only mugshot I care about. It's the Godzilla mugshot. So, all right. Let's get into this and talk about Frankenstein Conquers the World. This is the only Toho film where they used Frankenstein. I thought they probably could have done 2 or 3 of these probably, and it probably would have sold. But there it is. They had an actor who, was ready to play the character. But here we go.
So he is so tall. That guy, he looks just like Frankenstein. Frankenstein's 5'7", right?
He doesn't have the lever. He doesn't have the boots, with the big heels. He doesn't have the elevator boots.
Yeah, he's 5'7", but he always says 5'9" when he's in the Tinder app.
Yes.
So they're talking, of course, about Koji Torahata, who does not look that bad, really, in real life. They put a lot of makeup on him. He's actually kind of one of those guys that was like a Japanese hunk that did movies at the time. Anyway, he ended up playing Frankenstein. And there's a young Frankenstein in this film, played by Gene Wilder. No, I'm kidding. Played by Sumio Nakao.
That's Igor, not Igor. Okay.
So he's young Frankenstein. So again, we start with
that's Frankenstein. Frankenstein
in the 1940s.
Yes, there's all sorts of explosions.
Got a lot of action on there. And Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein, has the heart of his monster locked up in a box because, he's a romantic. And in comes the German soldiers. They're like, Hitler's interested in this. He wants this. We're gonna move it to Japan for our allies there. Good writing, guys.
This whole opening scene always reminds me of Raiders of the Indiana Jones films and the Captain America film, because suddenly we've got scientists, we've got Nazis, we've got missing treasure, which happens to be Frankenstein's heart, and then it just kind of goes from there. All we're missing is the red skull.
I'll be honest with you. This particular scene, kind of had a Hammer feel to it. They actually did a good job of kind of duplicating that of the Hammer
that too. Yes.
kind of look.
Yes.
And, so the Hammer movies are doing
the one question
this is
I had,
obviously not Peter.
The question I had on this is when. Did enjoy it.
Connection's breaking up a little bit.
They're just speaking German. There's no subtitles, Japanese nor English in both of my copies.
Yes.
Oh, really?
There's no...
I think I had subtitles on my copy. But anyway, that's funny. Well, okay then.
Yes.
So you just gotta guess. I mean, you can pretty much guess what's happening. He's got the heart. He's opened up, show the heart. He's hugging the box, and then they come in and they take it. Like, hey, come on, it's ours now.
And whose heart is that? This is like this big, it's like a football. It's like the size of a football.
And a kid eats that. That's the thing. The kid eats the heart of Frankenstein on the street. He finds it. He eats it, and it becomes Frankenstein monster. Which they used again in what was the one just before Jason Goes to Hell? They did that. The guy eats the heart and he becomes Jason.
Jason X? No, it was Jason X.
Jason Takes Manhattan. I believe
that's
it might be. No,
it's between Manhattan.
Jason Goes to Hell. Which one is Ken then?
Man, you can say the same movie.
Okay, keep going.
Anyway, I don't remember.
So anyway, in one of those Jason movies, in between Hell and X, so a guy eats the heart and becomes Jason. Anyway,
You can't say Hell. You have to say Heck.
In a Dracula movie. If you eat Dracula's heart, you'll become Dracula. They never did that. They could have.
Yeah, there you go. There's a premise. Okay. Yeah. And of course now X has become Hell. So let's we'll move on.
It actually might be Jason Goes to Hell. That might be the movie. It might be. So they take the heart, and there's this big rigmarole as they move the heart to a Japanese submarine from a German submarine. The German submarine gets destroyed. This is Dr. Frankenstein being very upset that they took his heart. You're stealing my heart.
Yes. His long
my heart away. There it is. Grab the box, boys. Schnell.
So how old is Dr. Frankenstein in this picture? Isn't it his grandson?
Actually, I don't think it is Frankenstein. I think it's somebody else. They give him a different name later on. Okay. I mean, it's still like
keep going, yes. That's an we can go with Frankenstein. No one else knows. No one else. Yeah, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You don't check in an old folks hospital as Frankenstein over there. He's Frankenstein. They get pitchforks and torches and stuff and go chasing after him.
Probably.
So he's probably under name there. That makes sense.
Dr. Leisendorf. Leisendorf.
The German boat, U-boat, and the Japanese boat have to surface so that they can transfer they can't just like torpedo the heart case over to the other sub. So they're out in the open, and of course they get the Allies bomb and destroy the U-boat. And a very exciting use of toys. And that's that's what we expect with these things. I mean, the military parts. It's cool toys, very elaborate toys, and
And you
Yes,
can buy them. You can
They
buy them
blow
in any
them up.
store here. That's what's cool.
Good. Yes, excellent
They-
marketing.
they
I
blow
have I have a ship that's how 24 inches that it's a remote control that you can use on the water. And so we're gonna work on our next Godzilla film. We'll put the suit on and
Right. Gotta have a war
Right.
scene on the water. Build yourself a big tank.
to be a big
Build yourself
tank.
a big swimming pool out back. So they are bombing the U-boat. The Japanese guys get away. They're like, okay, you're on your own. Bye.
Yes.
They get away with Frankenstein's heart.
Well, they can't speak German,
So
so
what is
that's
in
why
here?
they don't understand what they're saying.
Well, I don't know. And it's Frankenstein's heart.
Right. Very curious. Like, what's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I hear it. It's beating.
What's in the box? Okay, no.
What can it be? Somebody left it here on Halloween. I don't know how I remember that damn thing. That's from the Groovy Ghoulies, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Shows you
I
how
have-
old I am.
Wow.
Medical Science Center in, I'm guessing,
It's Hiroshima.
You
Or
skipped the
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima Dome
Hiroshima.
picture.
Yeah.
The Hiroshima Dome. Hiroshima Dome and the guards going, and you skipped that picture.
Yes, it's right there.
Yeah.
This doctor is, of course, played by, and he's, damn it. He's called Axis Scientist. He's Takashi Shimura, who, again, we've seen in a lot of these Godzilla movies. He's in the first two Godzilla movies, and that he's also in a lot of the sword pictures from
Seven Samurai.
Kurosawa.
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 Yeah. Kurosawa-san.
Yeah, he's like the main character in Seven Samurai. He's the one that Yul Brynner plays in Magnificent Seven. He shaves his head so he can kill a guy. He pretends he's a priest. That's pretty badass. And then we see, Fat Boy and Little Boy, Fat Man and Little Boy on the way.
Yes.
Fat Boy and Little Boy. Let's be kosher. Yeah,
the-
that's good. Yeah.
the-
Fat Boy
the-
and Little Boy.
The
Fat Man
Enola
and Little
Gay.
Boy were the names of the bombs. There was a book about it.
It's, I believe it's Fat.
That's right. The plane's name was the Enola Gay. That was it. The Enola Gay flying overhead.
Yeah, it says right on it.
All right. So 20 years later, we meet Nick Adams as Dr. James. I'm sorry, James Bowen. James Brown is another guy. Hey, I feel good. This is James Bowen. And these are people who are suffering from radiation poisoning, and they're trying to come up with a cure for radiation poisoning. And it's not looking good for most of these patients. And they're sweet people.
And this actor who plays the doctor, he's well known. He was in Rebel Without a Cause. He's good friends with James Dean and Elvis.
And he was also in Monster Zero,
That's right.
which is coming up.
Good. Yes.
And he
yes,
only lived
That's next
2
week.
more years after this.
Yeah, we're doing.
Nick Adams.
He
I
committed
believe.
suicide.
Oh.
No,
Yes,
they
Nick
say he
Adams.
committed suicide, but it was accidental suicide. It was 3 different meds he took. He took like a sleep med and a stress med, just like what's his name from Darkman? No, Darkman. Batman Returns, the Joker actor.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Heath
Right.
Yes.
He passed like Heath Ledger did. Accidental suicide. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
accidental.
he just took the wrong combination of meds.
Correct.
I see. Well, I'm
But
glad
he
you
does play a
corrected me on
doctor,
that,
so
'cause I
he
always
thought he
thought
was
he-
one.
Yes. and just because you play one in the movies doesn't know you know everything. This girl is a sweetheart. She's also in Monster Zero next week. But she played a young girl. They got her in ponytails in this, so she looks a lot younger. She's supposed to be like 15 here. And she made him a pillow, which is nice. And he's like, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's great. And he turns around and he's like, she's going to die.
Yeah, no, he does say that in Japanese too.
There he is.
He does
He's
say
telling
that.
her,
She's gonna die.
nice pillow. She's going to die. She's going to die. She's going to be gone next week. And that, of course,
Why-
is Kumi Mizuno, one of my favorite actresses from these movies. She's also in
Tell us
Monster
what you
Zero,
really think.
and she's also in the next Godzilla movie, which is Godzilla versus Abira, the sea monster. Abira, Horror
Ebora.
of the Deep.
Ebora.
Ebora. I've been
Ebora.
saying it wrong all this time.
It's all right. I say them all wrong, so don't worry.
All right. So again, he's talking about how the patients are just not responding to the meds, blah 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 blah, and it's not looking good for them, and they're frustrated. You know, they're in that science testing phase, and they're frustrated. Now, she also was in is it Godzilla Final Wars?
Guys,
She
the
plays
Final
a-
Wars, yes, as
She
the
plays a
head
scientist.
scientist or the head politician. Either
She
politician
also
or
plays,
scientist. She's one of the head.
She also plays in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla as the prime minister, right? Is
Yes,
that her?
that's her.
It's either
That's
her
correct.
or from. Okay.
It's her.
So she
It's
did a
her because
couple
she's
of
only done
these,
2 movies after the end.
Yeah. She passed away shortly after 2004, which was Godzilla versus Godzilla Wars. So that was her last Toho kaiju
It
picture.
was high stress filming
here's-
Godzilla movie.
What's that? Okay. Dr. Yuzo Kawaji is working with them, played by Tadao Takashima. He was in a lot of the earlier Godzilla films, and he's in Son of Godzilla. I believe that was his last one in the Showa series. So you recognize him when you see him. He's got a kind of a happy kind of face. He's like a big smile. And
Why is that guy taking his pillow away?
cherubic chubby cheeks. What now?
Hey, why is that guy taking the pillow away? Is he going to take it home? He's going to be, oh, yes, the girl's pillow.
He made it for me. Give me a pillow. I need a pillow. I live here. I need a pillow for my couch. So, Kumi Mizuno, or I should say Dr. Suko Tagami, Suko, there is a kid outside her house, and he's eating like pets. Eating the pets. He's
eating rabbits and mice and stuff, according to the Japanese. He's not eating actual pets. He's eating rabbits and other wild animals. Squirrels.
Well, he definitely left a mess in his classroom here.
Yes.
That's right. He
Those nice rabbits.
took the rabbits from the classroom. That's never happened in your classes, right, George? Nobody's ever stole a rabbit.
I'm not going to say.
Okay. Check
And why are they
outside your
sitting at the
house.
coffee table? How come everyone's sitting on their knees on the coffee table? What is it?
See, now in America, we think, oh, that's Japanese style.
Yes, I know.
That's actually Korean style, right?
No, it's actually Asian style. So
Asian style. Okay.
You can't say well, it's Chinese. No, it's Chinese. No, it's Korean. No, it's Japanese. No, it's Hong Kong. Oh, wait, no.
I shouldn't do that. Sorry, don't mean to be a racist.
Yes,
so anyway, she's like, hey, look, I've got a kid living outside in the bushes outside. I'll throw some food down. You can see him. That's basically what happens. She throws food down, and he comes skulking out. He gets the food. He runs back into the bushes. And
what is she throwing? What food is that? What is that food?
Like a loaf of bread. But see, here's what really sort of bothered me. This a young Frankenstein here. He's been hit by a taxi. He's laying on the ground. His foot is injured, and she's like, "Oh, wait." And you think, oh, she's going to go and help him, No. She goes and grabs a loaf of bread and chucks it at him.
There's some bread.
Here you go. I know your leg is injured, but here you go. Here's the bread.
Well, he's starting to run away already. So she's like, well, no, I want you to see this. I know he was just hit by a taxi, but I want you to see this guy. He's been living out here for days now. He's been stealing.
Let's call an ambulance for this guy. Let's call a doctor. No. It's like, here's some bread for you. Now scamper away.
No. The ambulance in
Fred.
Japan, the ambulance in Japan is only to bring old people to the hospital. Okay, because it's free, so it's free taxi service, and that's true. It's true.
Young people gotta walk.
I did not know that. Well,
and he didn't call a taxi. He says he didn't call for the ambulance. They can't go. They can't give him an ambulance because he didn't call for one. You have to call for one yourself.
I see.
Yes, this is the days way before Uber. Do they have Uber in Japan?
Yes, they have Uber.
Uber?
No, I pronounce it incorrectly just because I'm an English teacher. That's all.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. If there's an E after the B, oop, or maybe Uber.
Uber, yeah.
It begins with a U or a Y. It sounds like you, right? Uber.
Yes. So go to the next slide.
We're not doing it wrong all these years.
Go to the next slide. Why are they at the beach dressed in those clothes?
Come on, you live there, you know.
And why is there no one at the beach? You know why there's no one at the beach? I go to the beach in the summer here, and there's nobody. There's like 10 teenagers or young guys surfing, and there's no one at the beautiful beach.
So yeah, they go out to do the praying at the temple, and they end up walking on the beach, and you get a feeling that Dr. Bowen is really into Suko, and he digs her. So we're getting a little traction there, going both ways, and there's a cave right there at the beach. I don't know if you can tell us where this cave is, if there really is a cave on a beach there somewhere, but close to Tokyo.
It's not Tokyo area. It's remember they were in Hiroshima before, so
okay.
Yeah, they're still in the Hiroshima area.
Yeah.
But,
all right.
Yeah, they're still in Hiroshima. So
the young Frankenstein boy is now in the cave. He's moved from the bushes outside of her house into a cave close by at the beach. So he's got cavefront property now. And they bring him in. They bring him into the institute. He's obviously got radiation poisoning of some kind, but he's surviving somehow. And the news reporters are all interested in him. Hey, what about this boy? What are you doing? And we don't realize that he has eaten Frankenstein's heart until later in the movie. But we look at his head, his flat head, and the veins popping out all over him, and they're like, "Yeah, he ate Frankenstein. He ate Frankenstein."
It looks like he hasn't slept in weeks.
So now, Mr. Kawaii, played by Yoshio Tsuchiya, he was actually I don't get how he survived this, but he was actually at the institute when they delivered the heart to the professor. Somehow he got the hell out of Hiroshima fast enough to avoid the Enola Gay because he's alive. He's still alive. So anyway, he is
just a little bit of gray in his temples.
He was in a refrigerator. Okay, that's what happened because the refrigerator and it's blown out. And the refrigerator was blown from the area, and then he had to put his hat back on as a brown fedora. Wait, no, sorry, that's Crystal Skull. Sorry, that's Indy Jones.
Mr. Kawaii and the Crystal Skull. So yeah, somehow he hauled ass out of there before the Enola Gay showed up. Now he's like an advisor for this like oil refinery on the water, and a kaiju comes up out of the ground, and on a stormy night, and they're worried about seismic activity in the area, and then all of a sudden a kaiju pops up out of the ground, and we know it's Baragon. But nobody knows who Baragon is yet. But this is Baragon. Now, George, you were saying before the show that this was supposed to be Godzilla versus Frankenstein, or Frankenstein versus Godzilla.
It originally was going to be. They were going to do King Kong versus Godzilla, and then they were going to do another monster, Frankenstein versus Godzilla, and then they were going to do Werewolf versus Godzilla. They were going to get any monster they could versus Godzilla. That was the plan. Right. And they ran into a couple of producer balks that didn't want it and decided which money was going to be funded to which one. So it ended up they got the rights they had the rights to Frankenstein, but they couldn't meet with the Godzilla people, so they just decided to come up with a new monster. It was really going to be Frankenstein versus the Gas Man, because they didn't have a monster.
Frankenstein versus the Gas Man.
Yeah, that's what it was called, the Gas Man. The Gas Man is we use
I'm
Godzilla.
here to check the meter. I'm here to check the.
So Godzilla was the Gas Man.
Let me get to that meter. Come on now.
The code name for Godzilla because he breathed gas out. It originally was gas. The first movie was gas coming out, and it became flame after. So it was like a code name for Godzilla.
Pull my tail.
Pull my finger.
Touch my monkey. Touch my monkey. Okay, no. Okay, no. That's different.
Stop that. Stop doing that for all these people.
Stop touching his monkey. Okay, no.
Oh, by the way, that's my Frankenstein. I'm selling this on eBay this week too, by the way, folks. Got the tag and everything. This is the Frankenstein.
Right away. eBay.
These are going for
right
like
up.
$200 and $300 on eBay now, and mine is listed for $120. So, and of course, I've got Paragon.
I guess I picked the wrong week to stop smoking.
So it's a rare one. So, and it's on sale on eBay this week, folks. I'm getting rid of all of these.
Yeah,
but I like to show them.
Can you make them? Can you make them fight?
This figure was on his show on YouTube.
That figure actually was on the show. That's the actual figure they used, so it's not worn out at all.
That's right. So if you buy off of eBay, this is in history on YouTube. This is in the Roland Pruitt Kaiju Review, show number 12. And you've owned a little piece of history.
Check the link below. Check the link below. If it's possible. I'm not sure if it's possible.
What a shameful plug that was.
I'm a little... Mr. Pruitt, Roland. Mr. Pruitt, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't have them fighting.
Oh, well, we haven't gotten to the fight scenes yet.
Oh, well, then later, then yes.
Okay, well, I gotta be careful not to scratch them. You like to jump over
the fight scene is like the last 12 minutes.
You can hear the tags banging on their backs.
Well, thank you. Thank you for indulging me.
All right, there you go. Hope you're happy.
I'm very happy now. Thank you. You've made my night. Thank you very much.
And she didn't even put the child warning up there. This is not for kids. I wanted it to be, but it's not. I'm just a slave of my past. So I'm sorry. Anytime I do a movie on Kumi Mizuno, you can bet I'm going to be doing something naughty. So anyway, they see Baragon. They're not sure what it is because it hasn't fully come up out of the ground. Baragon is a tunneling monster, like Anguirus. Anguirus later becomes a tunneling monster like Baragon, yeah. And he tunnels. And you know what's the weird thing is in Destroy All Monsters, Baragon supposedly attacks Paris, but it's actually Gorosaurus that comes up out of the ground under the Champs-Élysées. It is. And they say, it's Baragon. And it's like, no, it's not. And what the hell is Gorosaurus doing tunneling under the ground?
So anyway. And what's he doing alive? I thought Kong ripped his mouth open.
Well, obviously there's more than one. That's probably his wife.
His wife. He's
got an awesome kick.
It may have been
his younger brother.
It was probably supposed to be Baragon originally, and they changed the monster at the end.
Well, okay. Is that a cat cameo?
That's a cat cameo.
We got a cat cameo.
Very vocal cat. Frankenstein. So they're watching TV. Young Frankenstein gets a little upset at something that happens on screen and throws the TV out the window because he don't know. Somebody
screams. I mean, he's enjoying the music at first, and then someone
yeah,
and he's like, "Oh, nope, MTV sucks."
Yes, MTV. And what's the deal with the one tooth out? What's can't they bring him to a dentist or something?
Well, they haven't gotten to there yet. I mean, he just came to the Institute. So now in War of the Gargantuars, that was supposed to be a sequel to Frankenstein versus Baragon.
Yes.
They actually had to reshoot scenes with Russ Tamblyn and it's a little gargantua guy, and it's not this. I think it's the same set. But
and why is he wearing a the Karate Kid outfit right here?
They're teaching him karate.
Wax on, wax off.
They couldn't find a right hospital gown to fit him, so they just put him in a. I have a karate gi. I think we can give him. So, what's amazing is he changes outfits through the movie. You know, as he grows, he's growing very fast.
And the prosthetic, you can't see the different color prosthetic at all in this shot. It's perfect makeup.
So he is incensed with Kumi Mizuno, who isn't, right? Like I said, but no, there's actually a necklace that's actually got his attention. But Nick Adams like, hey, that's my girl. And he hits him with a chair. You know, that's what you do with most kids that come to your institute, is you just clop them with a chair. Yeah, this is the Old West. Yeah, this is my bar and that's my girl. So Frankenstein turns on him, and that look is like, uh-oh, you just messed up now. And I thought he was going to throw Nick Adams out the window, but evidently they were able to calm him down.
And with the close-up here, he definitely looks Japanese, but in the description, it's like, this Caucasian-looking man, Frankenstein monster, definitely Caucasian.
Do they say that?
Huh?
Yeah,
that's what it says.
Yes, Nick is like, oh yes, he's Caucasian. I'm like, wait,
yeah,
what?
he's Caucasian. Nick Adams, that husky cigarette voice. Yeah, I clubbed him with a chair, but he just turned on me, and he's really into that necklace. We think he likes jewelry. We're thinking about going down to Tiffany's and getting him something.
It's like he likes sparkly things.
Sparkly, shiny.
What's this guy looking at when he's talking to them?
Out the window. He's upset because he doesn't want to look at him because they're telling him, you got to go on a mission where we try to help figure out what Frankenstein is, and you're going to talk to a lot of scientists who are going to laugh at you. Or no, they tell him to go to was it Germany? Again, I don't know how to get to that point. Like, hey, he must have eaten Frankenstein's heart. Go to Germany. See if you can find Frankenstein.
I think he goes to Vienna.
Or Vienna, yeah.
I think it's
I don't remember.
It's somewhere in Europe.
Show it, do they?
Yeah, there's a
yes. He goes to
okay.
home where Dr. Frankenstein is, but he's under a different name. And this guy figured out that's an alias, and he goes to him.
And then the next shot, go to the next shot. It's definitely a prison. The next shot, look, is this a prison or what? But it's not a prison. This is like standard buildings for schools and research institutes and universities is white concrete that just happen to have cages in this one, though.
So, yeah, he's gotten so big that he's growing so fast. He's gotten so big and he's eating so much they have to keep him in a cage. Because otherwise he'll just crap all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
they can't teach him how to toilet, you know, use the toilet.
He doesn't know how to use Japanese toilets because he's German.
There you
go. No, he's not. He's a Hiroshima kid that ate Frankenstein's heart.
He's half, okay? He's half, okay?
All right, he's a half-breed, I guess.
Half-breed. That's all they ever heard. Half-breed. Okay, never mind.
He's doing his famous Muttley impersonation. He wants food, I think. The reporter's like, hey, what's he doing? Why is he acting so weird? Oh, he's hungry. You know, he's always hungry. We got to give him food.
Yeah. Those damn half-breeds.
What I find fascinating is that all the men, it's like practically all the men in this movie are just terrified of this person, right? But she's not. She's like, yeah, no, he's fine.
Oh, he's a sweet little boy.
Yes, but you know,
sweet little 12-foot boy.
Okay, here's where we find out that he ate Frankenstein's heart. Again, I must have been wrong about that conversation they had in the earlier slide. This is where they get the connections that they need from the Dr. Yuzo Kawad. No, I'm sorry. Damn it. Holy crap.
Who, Doctor? Doctor Who. Hey. Doctor Who. Hey.
Damn it. Mr. Kawhi. That's who he is. Yoshio.
Mr. Kawhi. That's
Mr.
his name?
Kawhi is the guy that got out of Hiroshima right on time before he got incinerated. And he's alive today. And he comes to talk to them about the boy. He says, hey, I think what happened was I saw Frankenstein monster's heart right before Hiroshima. So I think the boy probably ate Frankenstein monster's heart. And he's become Frankenstein. And that's why he's growing. And by the way, I saw another kaiju at an oil refinery. And that's not good either. So we've got 2 kaiju possibly. So now they know that Frankenstein, the boy, has eaten the heart. And that there might be a second kaiju.
Now, who's this?
That's Dr. Frankenstein.
But so, what is he, like 190 years old? What? Frankenstein is from the 1820s.
1820s?
1840s
I thought it was like 1880s.
No, Mary Shelley wrote it in the 1820, 1830.
But in the Hammer films, it's like 1880s, right? 1880s, 1890s.
No, Dracula. Okay, sorry. No,
Dracula.
1840. 1840.
So it was his son. It was one of the sons. It wasn't Wolfgang because he died. It had to be, or not Wolfgang.
Because he would be 165 years
It was the one from Son of Frankenstein, Wolf Frankenstein, and Ludwig. That's right. The other one was named Ludwig. So this is Wolf Frankenstein, his son, right? Right?
Yes.
They'll be playing it.
And it's not the same actor from the German scene, just so you know.
It's not.
It's not.
He looks the same. They just put a bald wig on him.
Because this guy's a Japanese guy.
What?
And the other guy's not Japanese. Well, I have to research. Go ahead. Keep going. This
guy doesn't look Japanese.
His name is Furuhata Koji.
What? Dr. Frankenstein.
Okay, no, I take it back. I take it back. I am lost. Okay. Gomen nasai. Watashi no. Mistake, yes.
So anyway, he's at his palatial old folks' home with lots of shrubbery. Shrubbery. And
Leitendorf. Okay.
Dr. Yuzo has a conversation with him, and he basically confirms everything that Mr. Kawhi said. So Frankenstein is hungry.
What's he eating? What is that? What is that? A pizza?
I don't know.
It's got to be like a foot long or 2 feet long.
I don't know. They give him buckets of stuff, and he just eats it.
What is it? Mystery meat.
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green is for Frankenstein. She looks upset. And I can't remember if it's because he's broken out of his cell or if he's just I know that his wrist is growing so fast that I think his hand is cut off by this circulation, and everything's cut off by the chains that they have around him. The chains around his manacles, the manacles they have around his arms. So the doctor comes back and he says, yeah, the other guy was right. I think he was a heart Frankenstein. And that's what we're dealing with. And that's why he's growing. And now he's kaiju sized.
And just so you know, every time you cook in your house, you have to dress like the next picture.
Okay. And I got a question for you, George.
Yes.
If a monster in the Japanese movie is human size, not giant, but human size, is it still a kaiju?
Yes.
Kaiju so that's just monster. Any monster. Okay.
So dai kaiju, dai means big. So you can say dai kaiju.
Giant. Okay.
Dai means big.
All right. Got it. Awesome.
That's why
Daimajin is a giant statue. Awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Got it.
Exactly.
All right. So Nick Adams looking very cool in his tan suit. Nick Adams not looking so cool with the chef hat on in the next scene.
Well,
See,
the whole
but
thing
this is like Japanese style. Sometimes when you cook for someone, you put on stuff like this.
Nice.
When I go to someone's house, they put a full stuff. What are you doing?
You got a cosplay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
They
an
love
Italian
costume.
chef. I'm making meatballs.
I'm the Iron Chef. No, well, the slide before, she's upset because the doctor here, the German doctor said, well, in order to find out if he's really, you must amputate part of his body. You must cut off an arm or a leg, and if it grows back, then you know it's Frankenstein. And so she's like, what? We're not cutting anything off this boy. What?
Okay, so the thing with the arm hasn't happened yet. So conveniently, that kind of happens for them, without having to do it themselves.
Right, that comes later, yes.
Okay.
Instead of taking an actual skin sample and trying to test it, no, let's just cut off an arm or something. Yeah, that's modern science. Yeah.
Well, that's 1965, baby. Hey, we're talking Frankenstein here. We're not talking a regular person. We're talking. I'm a real person too. I'm stitched together, but I'm a human. I'm a human kaiju.
I'm a human being. Okay, keep going.
So yeah, he's making dinner for her, and they're all happy and everything, and I think they get the call that he has escaped, or they get the call to come back to the institute.
That his body has escaped, but his hand didn't escape.
Okay. Yeah, his hand is still manacled.
Everything escaped except his hand. His hand decided to stay alone.
Hey, I got good food here, man.
Oh, he's going to go. You see him wheeling.
No, he hasn't escaped yet. That's right. He hasn't yet.
Yeah, he's going to amputate something. He's like, I'm cutting something off this thing.
He gnaws his own arm off just so he can escape, like a coyote.
And then the reporters show up.
The press show up, and they're a nuisance, as they can be sometimes. Hey, can we get a couple of pictures of the kaiju?
He doesn't like lights.
That little guy's in all the early Showa Godzilla films, like Mothra and Godzilla versus King Kong, and he was Taco's assistant in that. I don't have his name in front of me here now, but so they start shining lights at him, and Frankenstein doesn't like it. It's like fire, he doesn't like the lights, and they came at the worst possible time too, because Dr. Yuzo has just brought him dinner. Yeah, you know how he is with food. He's got to get the food no matter what. So he breaks the bars down, squashing the reporters, and very happily just grabs his food and starts eating it. And he's loose. So, and again, eating, and the doctor.
That's right. This is where he breaks his arm off. Yeah.
Is horrified because he's just killed a dozen newsmen. By squashing them with a metal grate, metal bars.
No, they got out. Did
they?
Yeah, they run away.
There's a scene where the couple
they got out
under the bars.
No, the guy goes, get out.
Look,
and,
it's right there.
And then they all run out, and then the bars go down.
Well,
the last three people run out.
They do get a couple, but the rest of them run out. Yes.
Okay.
You might have got one or two. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So they come back to the institute. She must live very close to the institute because they're right there. And he's wearing a khaki shirt now and pants. I'm guessing stretch pants. They manufactured him just for him, his outfit, but he's still growing. He keeps growing. He's going to be splitting out of those clothes soon. Yeah,
there's the guys in the bars. They're hurting, 2 or 3 guys. That's all. It's only a couple guys.
And again, he's just so unaffected by it. He's like, yeah, food. And he's out there on his own now, and he comes to her place and looks in on her. And, she tries to talk to him, and he's like, I got to get out of here. Sorry. Police are after me.
I want that set that he's on. He's walking on. I want that.
He hasn't learned to talk yet. He's not like Robert De Niro. He doesn't pick up speech quickly. So, and I suspect the actor doesn't speak English either. So, is this where the little police car, or the big police car, I should say?
Isn't that a great set? Because he's like, wouldn't you love to be on that set right there?
You should have it at Toho Studios so you can feel like a giant.
Yes. Just don't break anything.
So they should have the police car too, which is up to his waist.
Yeah.
He hasn't fully grown to his full kaiju size yet.
Yeah.
All right. So my God, we're at like 48 minutes and we've got like a half a movie to go still.
Keep going.
So they have a meeting again, and they're like, "What are we gonna do?" And then they find his hand. His hand is still in the cell. They're like, "Oh my God, it's still moving!" And they put it in a bucket, because that's what you do with a severed hand that's moving. And they put it in some solution that's got protein in it, and it's sucking up that protein. And again, this comes into play in War of the Gargantuas too, because that's probably the Green Gargantua. It probably went out to sea.
Exactly.
And it became the Green Gargantua. That's what a lot of people
was it Sanda, and were the names of the Gargantuans Sandra and
Gara and Sanda. Yeah,
Gara and Sanda. Yes, I have those figures. Those figures are hard to get too with the set.
Correct. I'll be selling those soon.
They're on sale soon. Check out the website.
Just so I can sell them sooner than later. Let me go get them. We won't use them on the. Well, no, I'm going to use them on the show. I'll wait. So yeah, Frankenstein's actually supposed to be Sanda.
Yeah, and that does really look like a real hand.
So no. So they get called into an area, the Frankenstein monster. They feel he is in a big place, like a what is it?
He goes to Okayama. He goes to Okayama, where I live.
It's not a sewer because it's not under the ground. It's actually above ground, but it's like an abandoned concrete something, and he's in there. And there's a ship, a cruise ship, and he missed the boat, and he wants a refund for his ticket.
That's right. He didn't get a hula shirt. Huh? Where's his Hawaiian shirt?
So they're looking out, and they see Frankenstein. Yeah! What the hell?
How big is this?
Comes up out of the water, and he's like, "I want my refund." No. He moves the boat. He's trying to warn the boat. There's some kind of sinkhole thing or something under the water. It could have wrecked the boat, and it could have sucked the boat down into it, and he pushes the boat on another course to get it out of the way, and he saves the people.
Yeah,
that's nice. Nice Frankenstein monster. And they all wave goodbye as he drifts. He's looking like, "Hey, what? I just saved your lives. Nothing for that."
But for
That's what he looks like, "What the hell? You just float away?"
I love that
show. More meetings. Talking about the hand. They've lost the hand, I think, at this point.
Yeah, that non-plastic hand. They found it, though. Got the tweezers out.
Why? It's almost dead. It got out of its solution. Oh, that's what it is. They're looking at the hand. It's dying, I think.
They should just not look at it anymore because it just does not look real at all.
It looks fake. It really looks fake. I'm sorry. They dropped the ball on that one. So they're honing in on Frankenstein in his position.
I like the tanks.
Somewhere in here, Kenji Sahara is a soldier. But I have yet to see him. Because he's in all the Godzilla movies, most of them in the Showa series, and even some in the later. I think he's like military advisor and stuff.
Well, that wild boar was really big. That's not in the shot.
That's hardly a mouthful. That's like a chicken wing to him.
Yes.
Yes, he sets up a little trap and catches a wild boar. That's kind of cool. He doesn't like helicopters. They scare him, so he throws trees at them. He picks trees up out of the ground and throws them at him. So anyway, we're flying along. Is that a pine tree?
They're probably spruce because they grew a bunch of spruce here.
So yeah, he
What are you
sets up
doing in here?
trap.
You gotta go. No.
Sets up his little trap. There's a little wild boar. This is lunch. We're looking at lunch. That cat wants attention, man.
Away.
That cat needs some loving.
Yeah, he's just.
And he throws a tree and it misses and it hits a house. It hits one of the huts.
And
there.
all these scenes here is where I live.
Really?
This is Okayama. He goes from Hiroshima to Okayama, which I'm next to Hiroshima. So he's going by places where I've seen these places because these are real places. These are actual sets. He's actually this size, and they filmed this on the actual land.
Yeah. Okay. You keep telling yourself that. So he catches a tank. He set it to trap up for a boar. He's like, "Oh man, I can't eat that."
So he's one of these soldiers, I believe.
Kenji Sahara's in this scene.
It's this one or the last scene when the soldiers come in the cave again.
They found Frankenstein. He's eating wild boar. We got to go get him. So, not far off. We got kids having a wild party. They're going to pay the price. By gosh.
I know that hotel. I've been there.
They're in a lodge. That's it. They're in a lodge. And they're all having a wild dance party. And the girl's like,
and that guy's hat. Look at that guy's hat. That guy's got a great hat. Mr. Wallnott?
Yeah.
Yes, I see the hat. Yes. Very, very,
I don't
very
like a pork pie.
fashionable. Yes.
He needs one because he looks like a dork. I'm sorry. What's she doing with him? Anyway, Baragon comes out. We finally get to see Baragon. This little horny creature there with his
what? What? He's horny. What?
He's got a horn on his nose and it glows.
Oh, okay. Whew. I thought we had to make this a new rating on this one.
So he starts
NC-17.
barreling through, and they're like, "Hey, did you hear that? Yeah, I did hear that time." Like you didn't hear that, you know.
They're not in front of a sound stage at all, or whatever the back screen.
So yeah, he comes barreling through. He comes right through the lodge, just killing them.
But they rebuilt that lodge, you know. I've gone to this lodge. Baragon was here.
And you've been
Baragon was here.
You could do tours. And this is the lodge that Baragon broke down, and they rebuilt it to spec. So yeah, he goes barreling through there, and he's a bad kaiju. He is naughty. And this suit was actually reprocessed in Ultraman a few times. There's a character called Gomez that came out in Ultra Q, like one of the first episodes, maybe the first one. And it's that I think it's no, that's a Godzilla suit, I think. Maybe. No, it's his suit, I think. With a different head. And again, they kept doing that on Ultraman. They kept reprocessing suits, putting different heads on them. Oh yeah, that's that monster now. Press release. We think that there's we can't believe that Frankenstein would willingly kill a whole bunch of people. We're sorry, it's got to be something.
There was no bodies. All the bodies were gone, so they thought he ate all of them. That's why.
The press. So anyway, they're trying to fight off the press now, and the bad press, and they're in a helicopter looking for him. They're throwing food down, rations down in the area.
They're low on money. They're low on money because the helicopter costs so much, so we don't have enough money to stay here. We have to go back to work. I'm like, well, why not? Why the hell are you in the helicopter for? Okay, go forward.
Now, here's how naughty Baragon is. He's coughing up chicken feathers because he just ate a whole coop full of chicken. So that's supposed to be a funny bit. But what's weird to me is the chicken feathers are gigantic.
I know, those are big ass chickens.
Did he eat ostriches? What the hell? Was that an ostrich farm? He went by the chicken and he was like, hey, there's ostriches over there, much bigger. Giant chickens. Okay. So now they come to the devastated area. The lodge, what's left of it, right?
Yeah. Oh, you missed that. Yeah, and then they go to the cave. Were you in the cave now? Hold on. Yeah, the lodge. The second, rather.
Yeah, Baragon's just
There
yes.
you go.
There you go. There's the
Baragon's destroying everything.
Yeah,
They have
this
power
is
lines.
I think Frankenstein is now, and he is.
Yes.
And so they call the scientists in. The scientists go look. Sure enough, he's in there, and somebody shoots at him. Somebody jumps the gun and itchy
All
trigger
of them shoot.
and starts shooting. And then they all start shooting, and then he just runs out of there. Which if you're a Frankenstein monster and you can survive bullets like that, yeah, run. Don't kill anybody. He's already been blamed for enough death. So now, I don't know how he found an animal skin big enough. And I don't think he can sew. He's made himself a new outfit, caveman kind of outfit.
So that's the same khaki outfit. That's the same one. You can see the collar on it.
yeah.
Is it the khaki outfit?
Yeah, it's the khaki outfit.
I thought he was already in the animal skins now.
No, he's not in the animal skins yet.
No, not yet. No. That's a little bit later.
No, they have to go to the coffee table. These are people that are working at their coffee table. And I tell all my Japanese
you
neighbors
can eat dinner there.
The
Come
table.
on. Watch TV from the coffee table, eat dinner. And this is where
no Japanese
Mr. Kawhi
understand what I'm saying.
Mr. Kawhi says, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you earlier, there's a second monster. I saw it.
The difference in pronunciation, it's kawaii, not kowai. Kowai means scary.
He is scary. Come on.
You say kowai, quiet. Oh, scary, scary, scary. Ah!
Kawaii? Is that one?
Kawaii. His name is Kawaii, which means cute.
Kawaii.
Kawaii means cute, and Kowai means scary. So his name is actually cute.
You think he's cute?
No, that's his name. That's his name.
Kawaii. Or do you think he's scary? You be honest with me. He plays villains in a lot of these. Come on. Kawaii. Okay. Kawaii. Thanks for correcting me on that. So yeah, he's telling there's another monster. There's another kaiju. They're like, oh, well, you could have told us that before the press ate us for lunch. Come on.
And he said, I told my boss and I told the newspaper to print it. And they said, well, show us a picture. He goes, well, I saw it. I didn't have a camera. We don't have a picture. I'm not printing it. Okay.
And he tells a story about, there's a little flashback there when Baragon
he
comes
goes,
up.
Next slide, he's talking to the newspaper guy. And then he talks to a scientist guy.
Yeah, and they're all laughing at him.
Next slide.
Yes. What's funny is all the guys that he talks to are guys that play like really big roles in a lot of these Showa films, but they're only in like a second in this film.
Yes. Yes.
So
and
one
I like
of them
how everyone,
the leader on the planet, and the other one, he was also the mayor in Mothra versus Godzilla. That's got the little mustache.
Yeah.
But the scientist at the science center is actually he's the main scientist in Gargantuas, War of the Gargantuas.
Yes.
And he's scientist in a lot of these actually. Science character. Oh, he's also Dogora.
Yes.
He was the main scientist in that as well. So anyway, let's
go
go
ahead. In English. You have that in English? I have Dogora, but I only have Japanese.
I think I got it in both English and Japanese. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's funny how they talk to the scientists, they talk to the newspaper, and then they talk to the other scientists, and how they tell you're crazy, and then they say, "Oh, we have to go back. We have to go back to work because we don't have any more money." That's what they say.
Yeah. We can't hunt for Frankenstein anymore. We got to go back to work on the other stuff. Our boss is crawling up our butt.
and then he takes a taxi to the airport. I'm like, what? You don't have any money, but you're taking a taxi?
So here he goes to go talk and say, "Hey, look, can you help me out with the press here? Tell them that
right there. There's the press. The press said no.
Oh,
Scientists said no.
No.
No pictures. Nothing. I don't believe you.
There's a little scientist with there's a little goatee scientist.
The Hitler-looking guy.
Um,
Japanese Hitler. Yeah.
overzealous reporter. TV director was Haraya Kato. Kato. That was the first guy that laughed at him. Yeah, so that's a bust. No good.
No good.
But he's still happy. You know, he's like, I'll keep trying. You know, I'll keep helping.
And he's taking a taxi home. I don't have any money, so I'm gonna take a taxi. Okay.
I'll take a taxi to the airport.
Taxis in Japan
Come on,
are like
take it to the airport. Be nice.
too much in Japan.
Taxis are too much? Is that what you're saying?
Damn. Just going to the station here is 2 miles. It's like $12. And I'm like, okay, I'm walking. I'm walking.
A sweaty mess when I get there, but by God, I saved my $12.
And they're in the helicopter saying,
That's
"Hey, this is our
money.
last helicopter ride because we don't have any more money."
Yeah.
And what food is that? What's the food? What is it? What is it?
It's buffalo carcass.
The hell is that?
What's that big? What's giant meat? What can you think of?
What is it?
I'm thinking buffalo carcass.
It's stacks of
full buffalo carcass. They just cut the head.
It's got,
Japan. What meat is like that?
It's wagyu.
And little lettuce heads around the side. You know.
It's whale.
You go. You
because Japan is the only company that hunts whale.
It's whale. There it is. That's whale.
There you go. That would make sense. Yes.
He looks angry. He's like, "Come on, they just threw food down for you, dude. Show some credit. Yeah. Give us a little love, will you?"
Is he taking a dump here? Is he taking a dump? Food makes me go crap. I crap my pants.
I think he's in this area. We found some droppings. Oh my God! Get away from that. It might sprout tentacles.
And they're walking, and then they say, "Oh, it looks like it's the weather's going bad. We should go back sometime." And like they've been walking for hours.
This happens in War of the Gargantuas too. The fog comes in, and then it's time to eat.
Yeah,
that's when the kaiju come out to eat. Because Baragon shows up here.
At least she has a good dental plan. She has a good dental plan, and yet the Frankenstein monster doesn't. Huh? She doesn't help, I see.
They never got to that. His teeth were growing so fast. Oh, there's a happy face. Lunch!
Yeah. Well, it's just like Land of the Lost.
He's a slee stack.
Yeah.
So, I want to say that one of them has packed dynamite for this trip.
Yeah, because he said the other guy said, I want to kill Frankenstein and use the body parts for research. So he bought a bunch of grenades.
Dr. Yuzo brought explosives. That's right.
And they start throwing them at Baragon.
Yes.
And I'm like, you can't throw you can throw explosives maybe 10 yards, maybe 20, and they're throwing them like a couple hundred. I'm like, oh my, yeah, right, yeah, that's happening.
If you get blown up potholes in the road, he's not going to come for you.
I know.
So Dr. Bowen, he rescues Suoko, you know, and that's when Frankenstein shows up. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, and that scene where she's looking at him, like 2 scenes back. I just want to say briefly, the actor was having problems with his marriage, and when he went to Japan, he had an affair with this actress, and that's the reason he got divorced.
I had read that, and that's why I thought he committed suicide, because everything kind of fell apart after that.
No.
There was also a thought in my mind that he was killed by somebody.
So the whole thing on how he died, let me tell you very quickly. How he died was he went to Italy to film another project in 1968, and his buddy was doing it, and then they canceled it, and then he flew back home into his house, and he was drinking and just taking sleeping pills, and then they found him. The guy went to his house, and he was depressed. Anyway, a little too accidental. Yes.
Yikes. Wow. I could definitely see him doing some westerns, doing some spaghetti westerns. He would have been good at spaghetti westerns. It's a shame they had. What could have happened, you know? So Baragon can jump. We found out he's really good at jumping.
That's a good jump.
And Frankenstein's very stealthy, though. He can move. He's got the moves. He's got the wrestling moves. Then we find out that Baragon can actually shoot.
What is it?
It's
Cyclops optic. I can see Cyclops. It's the ray beams.
It looks like a laser.
Beams.
Yeah, it looks like a laser. It's not fire because like the Gamera shoots fire, you can see the fire. Godzilla shoots radioactive, like a radioactive beam, and that looks different. So it's kind of a different. It doesn't affect Frankenstein. It doesn't burn him at all, evidently. But it burns the woods, so it's over 450 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep, that's why all my books are destroyed.
Because Baragon came into your neighborhood.
Yes. Why, Japanese people? Why? Sorry, that's the Japanese TV show joke.
Okay. To our Japanese viewers, there it is.
No, a guy goes on a Japanese TV show and he says, "Why, Japanese people? Why?" It's like I'd buy that for $1 from RoboCop. It's like that, but for Japan.
It's a catchphrase. It's on T-shirts.
Yes,
so we see that Baragon is a hell of a lot taller than Frankenstein. Baragon is played by Nakajima Hiro, who usually plays Godzilla in these films, but Godzilla's not in this one, so they let him play Baragon.
He's wearing a Godzilla costume, and he wears the Baragon costume over the Godzilla costume. That's why he's taller.
Okay.
I might be mistaken.
This would be, I would say this would be his first on all fours monster, you know, where he's walking on fours instead of 2 feet. He plays Gara, the Gargantua, the green Gargantua in the War of the Gargantuas. And that is my favorite performance by him. The moves that he does in that movie are so nasty and cool. You know, he's just such a bad character. He does this thing with his shoulders when he's puffing up. I love it. It's like, get away from me. I'll bite you. The fight continues, and the Dr. Yuzo, who wants to blow them up, gets knocked down and knocked out. And they're fighting over it. Or no, maybe he hits the deck and maybe a boulder like hits him or something and knocks him out. So, and there's another jump. He jumps over and Frankenstein dodges it.
It's a 12-minute fight.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, this is.
Yeah. And at one point, Frankenstein, starts to hurt him, I guess, because he starts tunneling, which he can really do fast. He can tunnel really fast.
Yeah.
So, again, Anguirus does this later, and there's another monster.
And Frankenstein's got new dental work. He's had dental work now. As you can see, he's smiling in one of these scenes. Where is it? There's one of him smiling.
He's still missing the tooth, right?
No. You got to check this new dental work. You got it. Go. Let's see. Let's slide back. Let's see. 1, 2.
You found a giant tooth out there and
4,
stuck it in there.
5, 6.
I'd like to see what an old tooth. That would be cool.
It's on one of the slides. One of the slides. You go about 4 slides forward, and you can see him smiling, grinning. He's like this. Right. And you see his teeth are different.
the team had to make a special set of teeth for that day. Damn, we forgot the teeth. Let's make a new set. Okay, keep moving forward. Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes, and we got to get going here.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Forward.
He starts tunneling. He grabs him by the tail, tries to hold him, but he's tunneling too fast. And he runs to his cave to get fire, which is not usually what Frankenstein does. Oh, no, he saves. That's right. He saves Dr. Yuzo here. I'm sorry. He does the fire. He's
going to get the trees for the fire, too.
12-minute fight. Yeah, he actually walks away from the battle, and he hands. They're getting out of there. They're in the car and they're driving away. Oh, Dr. Yuzo, he's a goner. Let's go. So Frankenstein's like, hey, you forgot something. Here we go. He lays him down on the ground softly, breaking his arm. because Frankenstein doesn't do anything softly. And they pick him up, and he's like, he saved you. See, you were going to blow him up. You bum. You bastard. Nick Adams. What did you do to her, you rats? You stinking rats. And then he goes back to the fight. Yeah, I got to go kick this guy's ass. I'll be back. You guys take care. And they drive up to higher ground to watch the fight. But yeah, this battle goes on and on and on and on. It does.
It's 12 minutes. 12 minutes.
Oh, there he goes. He's going back to his cave. I have fire. I've made fire. And he goes, I'm shooting fire out of my mouth, jerk off. And of course, there's a lot of fire there. So the woods catch fire. Uh-oh. And they square off again. Frankenstein's just not scared of this guy at all. You know, most kaiju would be a little intimidated by Baragon, but Frankenstein's not scared at all. He's like, yeah, try it. Try to do something to me. Go ahead. So they're watching from high ground. The military showed up. They're like, what can we do? Nothing. As usual. And Frankenstein.
I think the guy in the mustache maybe is the Godzilla actor maybe, or
he
the one
is.
next to him.
Yes,
yes.
the guy who's the head of the police force in that area, Osaka Police Chief, is Susumu Fujita, who usually plays native chiefs. He's the native chief in King Kong versus Godzilla. You live
the guy to the left.
No.
The guy to the right. Sorry, the guy to the right of the American actor with the mustache and the helmet. Is that?
That's him, I think. Yeah, he's got a little mustache.
Yeah, I think that's Godzilla. Yes.
Oh, it's Godzilla?
I think that maybe Godzilla, maybe, or might be another one.
Nakajima-san? Okay, so in this ending, Frankenstein kills Baragon by ripping the top of his head off, and then the fire consumes them. And there's like a little earthquake, and they fall down on the ground with fire all around them. So that's the end of that movie.
Yes, and they're all standing. There's a blazing fire.
We got the second ending, which is in some of the American versions of the film. Yep. You have that same thing, but then, for no reason at all, a giant octopus shows up.
Not no reason. It's the same octopus from King Kong versus Godzilla.
He goes down there. And he goes after the giant octopus, and all of a sudden it's tentacle porn. And they're watching, going, oh man, where'd that giant octopus come from? And he drags him down.
Where did the water come from?
And drags him down, and that's the end of that movie.
Well, so they had to have the ending where the kaijus wind up in the water. So there you go.
There it is. That might be where they turned it down. It's like, no, we've done that too much here.
Okay, it's because the producer wanted to use that same octopus from King Kong versus Godzilla, so he put it somewhere in the movie after they filmed it. He said, okay, just at the end.
Throw it around, make it look like it's fighting, like it's killing you.
For the American one, because Americans love octopuses.
Americans love octopi. Is the plural octopuses or octopi? We've had this discussion before.
It's octopi, but I say octopuses.
Octopuses sounds good. It sounds like a James Bond thing.
But that's not, that's incorrect. But
no, that's octopussy. I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, like you said, this only appeared on a couple of the American versions that came out like in the 70s.
Yeah, and then the Japanese version from 75 theater release only.
Okay.
Because movie theater people that saw it, I saw it before, and there was no octopus in it before. Why they were asking the worker, the movie theater people, where that came from.
So there it is. He dies. You know, he's not dead. He's just under the water, waiting to come back. You know, like most of the kaiju, they don't drown. It's Frankenstein.
Anyway, he's got Frankenstein's heart in him now.
Yeah, he's Frankenstein. He can't die.
He can't.
He's immortal.
He's immortal.
The octopus probably tried to eat him, and we just didn't get the second Frankenstein movie. They did War of the Gargantuans and said, you know what? We're going with hairy guys. We're going with hairy monsters. So that ending actually makes more sense now that I think about it. You know, he can come back. He just under the water.
Yeah.
We found Frankenstein at the bottom of this lake. All right. Well, thank you so much, George, for all your input. Dr. Wallnott, thank you so much again for being here and doing your thing as well. Anastasia, where are you, sweetheart?
I'm here. Thank you. I like double ending this octopus. That was my favorite ending. You can never go wrong with the tentacle.
I'm not going there.
Octopus tentacles all over
like
me.
End of Clue. You get multiple endings. I'm getting there. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. Next week, we're going to do Monster Zero, Invasion of the Astro Monster. That's the next one from 1965. That's episode 13, Lucky 13. Until then, well, what else we got? We got some Christmas movies coming up on General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room. Santa's Sleigh is coming up in a couple of days. And next week, a Christmas horror story where Santa Claus fights zombie elves. So,
awesome. Zombie elves.
And it's got a Krampus in it, too. So there's like 4 stories in it. They do a changeling story, which is really cool. And they do the Krampus, and they do Santa Claus against his elves all turn into zombies. They have to fight the zombies, which is pretty cool. And it's a cool looking Santa too. He looks badass. I mean, he's not Kurt Russell badass, but he looks badass. And that's what's going on. And anything else that we can think of? Christmas movies next Monday, I think, on Two Guys in a Gal Movies.
Yes, I believe so. I believe that yes, those fellows are doing the Christmas movies. Yes,
a lot of cool stuff coming up. So again, if you're watching replay, you probably missed it all, but but you can go back and find it. It's all on YouTube, Twitch, and X.
That's
formerly
right. Yes.
Twitter.
Yes.
So
until then, enjoy your holidays, everyone.
Yes, happy holidays, everybody.
Sayonara.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.